Miles Morales is one of the most popular alternate versions of Spider-Man around. So popular, in fact, that he even has his own alternates. Welcome back, Nerd Squad. It's me, Amanda. Who is your favorite version of Spider-Man or Spider-Woman? Let us know in the comments and let's web sling into it. Number 10. Mindspinner. Mindspinner is one of the clones of Miles Morales because guess what? He got his own clone saga. That is right. And Mindspinner is one of his own clones. I don't know if we needed a Miles Morales clone saga, but I gotta say, I did really like the clones we were introduced to through it. Mindspinner is different from Miles in that he has a physical mutation. He has real spider legs coming out of his back, which can at times give him a leg up in combat. See what I did there? Mindspinner is also a psionic, so when you are fighting him, it's not just your body you need to be worried about, but also your mind, as he is able to attack his opponents telepathically as well. And friends, before we move on to this next spot, if you are loving what we do here at Top 10 Nerd, why not check out our newest channel, Most Amazing Top 10 Anime. Number 9. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. This version of Spider-Man is only ranking lower because he's much newer when it comes to the world of heroics. He is just coming into his own and learning of his power set and how best to use and control it. I mean, in the first animated film Into the Spider-Verse, Miles as a new Spider-Man is still struggling to stick to surfaces, crawl around, and safely unstick, and he can't quite get a hold of his camouflage abilities either just yet. But hey, he's new. He's definitely trying. I love this version of Miles, and I personally cannot wait to see him come more into his own and become even more powerful in the next film, Across the Spider-Verse. Number 8. Ultimate Spider-Ham. That's right, Peter Parker isn't the only one with an alternate Spider-Ham persona, if you can believe that. Miles also has his own version. Sometimes referred to as Ultimate Spider-Ham, this more realistic version of Spider-Ham, an alternate of both Peter Parker of Earth 8311 and Miles Morales of Earth 1610, goes by the name of Miles Morhames. In his home reality, Miles follows in the footsteps of the original Spider-Ham, Peter Parker of Earth 14094, as this is the reality where Miles hails from. After his reality was destroyed, Ultimate Spider-Ham became one of its only known survivors, and he traversed the multiverse, warning other worlds of their coming doom. He learned on his travels that there was one constant when it came to ensuring a reality's safety, it seemed: the existence of a child born of Sue Storm and Reed Richards. However, in the 1610 reality which he came to, it seemed that Sue Storm and Ben Grimm's child was the one who was destined instead to fill this role. Thank goodness, because I know Sue did not want to be with Reed in that reality. This version of Miles shares the Earth 1610 power set, but is a humanoid pig. So yeah. Number 7. Selim. Selim is an evil clone of Miles Morales. Selim or Selim, however you want to say that. He believed he was created to be superior to the original Miles Morales, and this belief and his rapidly approaching end seemingly corrupted his mind. Selim, like the other clones of Miles, was unstable and as such began to rapidly age. Selim's name is Miles spelled backwards, but despite being his clone, he did not seem to possess all of his powers. However, he was an extremely skilled combatant, likely even more deadly than Miles. Of course, Miles doesn't usually aim to kill, so keep that in mind. Selim possessed Miles' Venom Blast, using it to electrocute his enemies, often to death. Also, in many other skill sets, Selim felt he was actually superior to Miles, even suggesting that he spoke better Spanish than the original 1610 Miles Morales. Number 6. Shift. Shift is another clone of Miles, but unlike Selim, he is still alive. Selim and Miles faced off in a final showdown, but after Shift switched sides, Selim, ultimately feeling betrayed, took out both himself and the other Miles clone Mindspinner, destroying them both with a giant Venom Blast. Shift's powers, while less intuitively destructive, are definitely cooler than Selim's. He has shapeshifting abilities which he can use to bolster his own strength and durability, even appearing resistant to Venom Blasts. He also possesses a spider sense and is extremely agile. Despite being unable to speak due to a flaw in his cloning process, he still possesses a gifted mind, so don't let the fact that he's a man of few words fool you. Unlike Selim, Shift became a stable clone, possibly due to Miles' baby sister, Billy, sneezing on Shift after he helped to rescue her from Selim. The theory is that this causes Shift somehow to produce antibodies, which I guess helps to stabilize his cells. Kind of a weird explanation, but I'm gonna roll with it because I like Shift. Number 5. Ultimatum. Ultimatum is considered a big threat to the main continuity Miles of Earth 1610. Ultimatum, though to some may be considered the main reality version of the character, oddly enough. He hails from Earth 616, widely considered to be the main continuity. However, Miles got displaced displaced to Earth 616 as a reward after giving Molecule Man something to eat during the events of Secret Wars. Earth 1610, the Ultimate Universe at the time, was no longer a thing, and so Owen Reese basically gave Miles and his family a new life and a second chance in the Earth 616 continuity. Ultimatum, however, was originally from Earth 616, but for a time himself moved to Earth 1610, having life there. When Earth 1610 Miles showed up on Earth 616, however, Earth 616 Miles, who goes by the villainous name of Ultimatum, decided it would be best if Spider-Man relocate, and attempted to send him and his family back to the now resurrected Ultimate Universe. Needless to say, Miles did not like that very much. 1610 Miles. Ooh, it's confusing. Number 4. Insomniac's Miles Morales. Insomniac's Miles Morales is the version that hails from the PlayStation and now PC game Spider-Man Miles Morales. This version of Miles is still figuring out how to be a hero, but finds himself superpowered after being bitten by an experimental Oscorp spider. Miles, in his own short sequel, is tasked with looking after New York in Peter's absence. Like his comic book counterpart, he has the proportional strength, speed, and agility of a spider, but also possesses camouflage abilities and his Venom Blast as well. Miles is also something of an aspiring scientist himself. Like Peter, he also possesses a genius-level intellect. Number 3. Mayor Miles Morales. Mayor Miles Morales hails from the alternate future of Earth 13153, as seen in Miles Morales: The End. In this reality, a group of monsters known as the Germs attacked and destroyed most of Earth. Brooklyn ends up being one of the last safe havens for humanity, where many people have fled to. Miles ends up revealing his secret identity in this reality to some of Earth's last survivors, and ends up becoming the mayor of New York, hence why we call him Mayor Miles Morales, or Mayor Morales if you will. As a result, he works hard to fight against the Germs and keep the people of Brooklyn safe. In the end, this older, more experienced version of Miles chooses to sacrifice his life in the fight to protect his people. He ends up dying while also taking out the threat of Captain Last, a villain who models himself after Captain America and ends up merged with the Germ in the end. Number 2. Earth 8. This is an alternate future to that of Earth 65. In this reality, Miles Morales ends up married to Spider-Gwen. The two go on to become members of the Amazing Eight, their world's premier superhero team. They have 2 children together who also join the team, and also both Miles and Gwen are known as celebrities the world over in this reality. It's apparently a paradise-like reality where the world's own Watcher is constantly worried about the Watcher of Earth 65, as damage done to that world would obviously cause Earth 8 to cease to exist. While we don't know too much about the power levels of this Earth's Miles Morales, we can't imagine both he and Gwen are powerful enough and have a good enough handle on the world with their superhero team that they can pretty much just up and take a second honeymoon without much worry. So I think that's saying something. Number 1. Hulk. Miles Morales becomes the Hulk in issue number 3 of his own What If series. In this series, we see alternate versions of him becoming different heroes other than Spider-Man, and in this issue, one of those alternate heroes is of course none other than the Hulk. Here we learn that in this alternate world, Miles became the Hulk thanks to his uncle Aaron. His uncle was holding on to nuclear materials used to build a bomb, while he was holding on to sort of the energy source for that. It was only a part of the bomb, and when Miles swatted at a spider near the briefcase that was contained in, it resulted in one of the capsules kind of exploding. He was transformed into the Hulk, and from that day would struggle with his own inner demons and rage, and also deal with, becoming a Hulk every now and then. Eventually, he came to blows with this Earth's Abomination, who was actually responsible likely for his own transformation as well as for killing his uncle, which Miles felt very complex feelings about that whole thing. And here, Miles' Hulk was strong enough to, 1, end Abomination, which is pretty spooky, and brave enough to confront and accept his anger as well as forgive his deceased Uncle Aaron. Hulk really is the strongest there is. Even Miles Hulk. It's like strong on a lot of levels. I love how Miles has his own long list of alternates. I just think that's so cool. It just goes to show you he truly is just Spider-Man. That's all we have time for today, but be sure to shout out your love for Miles in the comments below if you want some more of this. I am your host Amanda, and until next time, you stay nerdy, YouTube.